Welcome to Psychology the Daf. We are in Gemara Pesachim Daf Samach Ches. Is it not enough to be a moral person? Is there any added value in being Jewish beyond the essentials of morality that we find within our culture and heritage and traditions? Meaning, can a person, albeit in a less predetermined manner, achieve the same morality and spiritual accomplishments just by living a good life and being a moral person? Our Gemara Amud Beis tells us that raviosa would celebrate Shavuos, especially amongst the other Yom Tovim. He declared that if not for the Torah, there are plenty of other Joes, Yosefs, out there in the marketplace. The Pri Tzaddik on Shavuos, section Yud Gimel, asks, why did Rav Yosef feel that his goodness was contingent upon the Torah? Our Avos did not have the Torah. At least they did not have the revelation at Har Sinai, have the Torah, and yet they achieved greatness. Could not Rav Yosef been like Avram, meditated and thought and come to a higher realization of truth and ultimately even experience prophetic inspiration and have his Torah that way? To this he answers based on another Gemara in Sota on Daf Mem Testament Beis that describes Rav Yosef as exceedingly humble. And what the Pri Tzaddik says is that due to Rav Yosef's extreme humility, he didn't believe he personally achieved anything. He was grateful to have the Torah as a way of elevating his status artificially, even though he didn't deserve it. But that begs another question. Why is it fair? If the Torah does provide that advantage, if having a Jewish soul, a Jewish heritage, gives somebody a particular advantage, why is that fair? Well, the answer is that's no different than anything else in reality. Clearly, some people are born into more advantageous circumstances than others. Children of wealthy people, powerful people, genetically and intellectually endowed people, they're going to tend to have an advantage, possibly even spiritually. Let's be realistic. Somebody who is given all kinds of gifts and support and nurture can have all kinds of material and physical and spiritual and intellectual advantages. It seems in the world we cannot all start on an equal basis. We could promote processes that provide all people as many opportunities as possible, both spiritual and materially. The lesson for us, though, is that even if a person is born wealthy or with intellectual or social advantages as a result of their family, their culture, their genetics, there's no point in feeling sad or guilty about it. Quite the contrary. It should be celebrated like Rav Yosef did and seen as a wonderful privilege and be used to one's full advantage. In doing so, there's no contradiction to also promoting the opportunities for the less advantaged. It seems that some people today in our current social and political culture feel it is enlightened to trash one's own heritage because others have less. This is absurd and actually ungrateful and lazy, really. Rav Yosef was exceedingly humble, and he saw himself as not deserving any benefit or stature. Yet he still celebrated the cultural and spiritual gifts from his heritage. He was grateful that he had the Torah. Being part of a chosen people is not an excuse to be arrogant, but neither is it an excuse to deny its intrinsic benefits and to make full use of them.